Hey, so this is the third video in my series, and I better wrap it up quite quickly because that storm's coming in quite quickly. Not that it matters, I'm not going to be going for a sail today, this is just a showcase. We're going to talk about the Galleon. This is the four-player ship. Ooh, something shiny. See, it's so easy to get distracted in this game. Ah, look, it's a Reaper's Bones flag grade 1. Somebody has decided to put an emissary flag on their ship, and then decided, nah. And they've left, so now I get this free little flag thing. Cool. Right, so, anyway, sidetracked. Let's, uh, let's talk about this ship as a multiplayer arena then, shall we? So, uh, talking of arena, actually, it's interesting to note that the Galleon and the sloop are the two ships that get used in the arena, which is the purely PvP area in this game. It's a smaller map. There's 4 or 5 ships on it, and they're all battling over grabbing a chest and taking it to like the center island, or to a ship, sorry, within the center of the map. So it's a much more chaotic player versus player orientated area. But they don't have the brigantine within that arena. It's just a sloop arena and then a brigantine arena. So yeah, it's funny that the ship that I would argue is probably the best for being a multiplayer driven ship is not actually in the multiplayer driven part of the game. Um, so anyway, again, 2 entry points. These ladders, although these ladders are a lot longer. You can hear someone coming up them. It takes you a while to climb to the top of them. And they also have these nifty little planks, which you don't have on the other ships. Allows you to cover the ladder quite effectively. Although again, although it does expose you to being shot back at. Um, there's no chance of grabbing the harpoon at the front. Um, but 1 in a million, if that. Um, you're not getting on that way. You're not getting on this way. Like you're not going to be able to land on this or anything. Not unless you're an amazing shot with a cannon, and you can fire yourself very effectively. So yeah, the wheel, the captain's part of the ship. 2 sets of stairs. I like this. This is good. You can have flow. You can have people chasing each other around now. Although I might argue that the stairs are a little steep. Um, they look good and they work as if as real stairs would. Actually, sometimes kind of annoys me when the stairs in games are not steep enough. But I do feel like maybe these are a little too steep. I'd probably stretch this bottom bit out here, maybe to where that line there is. If I point with the tip of my sword, probably to there, just to make sure that when you run up to the stairs, you can still see the top of the stairs without having to look up. You are going to look up, but it's a bit steep. It's I don't know. I'm picking for sure, but that's kind of the whole point of this series, really. Um, this back area is great. It's nice and big, nice and open, plenty of space to jump around, move around, dodge attacks. You still face that chance of falling off the side of the ship. You might fall onto this bit, however, which I guess will bring me to the captain's quarters, which I both love and hate. The captain's quarters has nifty little hiding spots. Now I said no dead ends, but this isn't really a dead end as more part of the room. It is, hide behind the door, as it were. Although I don't like that the doors don't move. I don't. Why is that a thing? Why don't they close? Why can't you close them? And then people should be able to break them using a grenade. In the same way that you can break other parts of the ship. People should be able to bust their way into this door. They should be able to bust their way into this door as well. It's half open. It's so awful. Can we please open this door all the way? Rare, but anyway. Um, Table, I notice now is wonky. I don't think it was wonky before. Why is it wonky? Can we not have wonky tables, please? You know, aesthetically speaking, it's not a good look. But flow-wise, you know, if we're talking practicality here. That's what we're here for. It's not great. You can't really run around the back here. There's no real point to doing that. The chair might afford you a little bit of cover, but you can't use it properly as cover. It's not practical. Not practical, really, to be running around there. Again, you know, corners, it's fine, whatever. It's just the corner of a room. It's not really, I wouldn't count it as dead end. But the doors definitely need to open. And there definitely needs to be a door on the other side as well. Because again, this is just one way. It's just one way, and it leads to dead end. Now, technically, you can jump here and over to the ladder. But again, when you jump onto the ladder, it does that animation. You're vulnerable. Someone's waiting here. You know, the moment that you step onto that ladder, bang, you're dead. Or at least, you're off the ship. And if the ship is moving, well, mermaid time for you. It's going to take you a while to get back into that fight. Okay. Top deck, again, by the way, the boarders have to run this way, considerably longer distance on the Galleon to hit that anchor. So, an advantage of the Galleon is having a 4-man crew. Another advantage is that it is a bigger ship and it's harder to invade, especially if you're a smaller crew. You know, you're only sending 1-2 people max if you're on a brig, maybe. Yeah, and it's going to be difficult. There's people going to be guarding this. Well, this is if it's a competent crew. I obviously speak from the perspective of a competent crew, which I'll admit is not. It's quite rare. It's not all too common, but anyway. So yeah, let's go downstairs. So the first deck, it's very similar to the other two ships, although the map table I notice is much bigger. Why? I think it's a decent question. It doesn't need to be. Just because you've got a bigger crew doesn't mean you can't. You know, I mean, there's 4 edges of the table. You can stand on the edge of the table. You don't need this great big thing taking up the center of the room. Again, aesthetically, it looks great. It's cool. And I like the way it works. You can't look at the whole map at the same time. It creates this kind of anxiety of, well, I'm looking over here, but I can't see what's happening behind my ship. I have to like go and have a look. It's a searching thing. It's not going to be quick. You can memorize the map, but it's going to take longer. It's more likely that you're going to be like me and you're never going to memorize it, and you're going to be looking all over the place. But yeah, so my point there being that the table doesn't need to be as big as it is. It also doesn't need to be really positioned where it is. Although I understand that they do put these grates in so that you can, if you want, look down through the grate to see your position on the map quickly without having to actually go down below deck, which is useful when you're on the wheel. Although rare, I still come downstairs and have a look at the map properly because I actually want to engage with it most of the time. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, the map table's too big. This thing is great. It's not too big. It's not too small. You can't get stuck on it. You move around it. I mean, you can run into it, of course, but you don't get stuck on it. It's smooth. You slide around it if you move in the right way. So that's good. Provides cover, and isn't too much in the way. This one, yeah, kind of works. Although arguably, bit of a dead end. I wouldn't mind seeing this area get opened out a little bit, or even I don't know, even closed off a little bit more, and putting a ladder up to the top deck again. I don't like the fact that there's only one entry down to the bottom deck. God, I'm already coming to the 10-minute mark already. Damn. A lot to talk about on the Galleon, I suppose. Much bigger ship. The bottom deck. I've got some water in here. That's just rain. The bottom deck. It's useless. What do you come down here for? You don't come down here for anything. Anybody who plays Sea of Thieves will tell you this. What do you come down here for? You come down here to check if anybody else is down here. It's not. You don't come down here to do anything. It would be nice to see maybe a couple of the things, like possibly the cooking. I don't know. See, the thing is, with the sloop, they've crammed it all on. With the galleon, they've had to spread it all out. Um, and by it, I mean the, things like the food barrels, the vanity chests, all that. It provides just a bigger moving area, um, or a bit, or just a wider, flatter area for you to run around on. Um, if this is going to be the case, then make it a good multiplayer map. Make it a place where people are going to want to fight each other, um, rather than just out of necessity. This is it's difficult to really articulate it properly, but you need good flow. You need to be able to have options, and I don't feel like this um, ship gives you those options. Again, only one way down into the bottom deck, and once you go down, you go all the way down at the bottom. It's a dead end, full of fake barrels that you get kind of stuck on. Yeah, like just like the pole, maybe. Yeah, you move around them, I guess, but you can end up running into another one. Like there's a you know, little gap. You get stuck in it. It just God, it's annoying. It's annoying. All these things are annoying. You get stuck on them. It's annoying. You spend most of your time trying to navigate the bottom rather than actually fighting your opponent. And again, not to note this for a third time, but I might as well. These barrels wouldn't be here. They would be stored underneath this deck. I actually saw a nice image of um, cannons in a mid deck like this, and the deck was just completely open and free. There was nothing on it. There were no barrels. There was no wood. I mean, surely in a combat situation, of course, there'd be big stacks of cannonballs, things like that. But that's literally all that would be there. There'd need to be nice, big, wide open areas for people to be able to move through. Move cannonballs. It, take supplies like the what am I thinking of? Gunpowder. Gunpowder. Sorry. Getting a bit lost in my own head here. Yeah, it's aesthetically this game looks nice and it seems like it's set out quite nicely, but it doesn't seem to be set out with practicality in mind and an idea of multiplayer flow. Um, which again, considering that this is the ship of the game, and it's featured as the ship in the arena, um, I don't like it. I think there could be stairs here at the bottom, on that part of the deck. I know historically it's not very accurate to just to have more than one set of stairs. Although I don't know, I might be wrong on that. I probably am wrong on that. God, I need to do a bit more research into these ships and how many entry and exit points there are to certain areas. But um, either way, this is a game. It's not necessarily exactly historically accurate. It would be nice to even just have like a little hole, a little ladder hole. You can always move all of these vanity chests and things like that. To be honest, I don't understand why these things aren't in the captain's quarters. Um, I get it. It's for the whole crew, but there's no designated captain in this game. You all join the crew equally. So, you know. Anyway, I digress once again. The brig down here, uh, again, not sure why the brig is so big, or it um, why it needs to be in the center of a room. Uh, doesn't really make any sense. I think that the brig needs to be rethought. I also think it never gets used. I think it's super rare for it to be used. I think that if people are if you're with your friends, then people aren't going to be messing around in a way that would constitute you wanting to put them in the brig. You're not going to say, "Oh, my friend's being an ass today. I'm going to stick him in the brig." Right? It's that I'm just simply not going to play with them. Same with an open crew. If there's an open crew, you got a crew member running around throwing firebombs everywhere, and down the mic or whatever. Um, you're not going to brig them. You're just going to leave that game. You're going to find a better open crew. So, as cool as this feature is, when you first start playing Sea of Thieves, it's not a necessity. It's not something that should occupy such a large space on the ship, especially the sloop. I mean, on the Galleon, it's not so noticeable, and it does kind of break up the bottom deck, as useless as it is. However, it's just not needed. It's just not needed at all. It could be crammed down here at the bottom, right at the end. I know that, again, this area, if you've got someone in, I've had someone in the brig before, and I've been fighting people around the side, and they're kind of watching, and it's kind of funny to think like, oh, we've got this guy in the brig while we're having this fight, and we've let people out the brig before just to fight, and then put them back in again. Um, they can fight from in there as well if they have ammunition, or even fire bombs, things like that. Which, again, if you've locked someone in there for throwing fire bombs and they've still got fire bombs on them, you're just going to leave the ship. You're just going to leave. You don't want to have to deal with the fact that you've got someone on the ship like that. Um, so yeah, I'm not really sure there's anything else to cover. I've already gone past the 15-minute mark, creeping up to the 20-minute mark. Um, yeah, think that's it. Again, I'd probably, I mean, ladders on the outside of the ship would be quite nice, I guess. Although when I say ladders on the outside of the ship, I mean, or maybe in the inside or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking of ways that you could have people move from, say, the bottom deck to the top deck directly, as opposed to top, middle, then bottom, middle, then top. Um, I don't know. I would love to spend a lot of time tearing this place apart, bit by bit. If all of these are separate assets, like the stairs, which, to be honest, if I was to stare at this as like a model, I think maybe they are. Yeah, maybe they are. Not actually. Ship's not all one model by the looks of it. It's separate things that have been mashed together. So yeah, I would love to get the separate elements to this ship and move them around and redesign this ship, to create a better flow and, make it a better multiplayer arena, because I don't think it works very well at the moment. I think that it's a lot of dead ends. It's a lot of, oh no, I can't really fight, 3, 4 people at once when I'm stuck here. I'm here. Oh no, I'm fighting. I fight. I kill one guy in front of me. Great, brilliant. I've killed that one guy. Oh no, as soon as I come around here, another one or two run down these stairs, and I have no way out. I have no option. It'd be nice if I could go whoop and like run away and say run down these stairs, um, that I've imagined, run along the bottom deck, come back up through these stairs. I'm now facing the. It just gives you more options, of where you're going on the ship, what you're doing in order to defend yourselves. At the moment, it's a very linear path, and it's a very kind of, you know, risk style combat in that, you've got 3 guys, I've got 2, you're going to win. Because you're just going to run at each other, firing, throwing grenades, whatever. Yeah, okay, you could argue some skill involved there, if you're blocking with your sword or you're dodging to left and right to avoid shots and stuff. Yeah, I get it, I do. But, overall, though, that only takes you so far. I've seen people who are incredibly skilled, and they get taken down just because they're stuck in a small room, and that's that. The end of story. So anyway, I've rambled on enough. I think I've covered everything. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've covered everything. I don't know whether I'd want these cannons on the top deck. It'd be quite nice to have them in the middle deck, or maybe just, I don't know, take 2 of these cannons and put them below deck as opposed to above deck. Move these sets of stairs to sort of here. Put the anchor in the middle. Um, Maybe put another small set of stairs inside the captain's quarters. Would be kind of cool. Maybe like here or something. Down you go. And maybe from the top deck, a little hole, with a rope or something you climb down, or a ladder. Again, options. That's what we want. That's what multiplayer, designers should be thinking. Options. Where can my player go? What can they do? Um, But anyway, so I've hit the 20-minute mark again and I'm going over, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching my series, and we'll see what we'll be talking about next. Who knows? Bye, guys.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción, yo voy a cantar esta canción